It's okay because I've been there. Cash has been there. This is probably the only meal you're going to have today.
Facts.
This is for y'all. This right here is for y'all. If you stepped into this house with your back against the wall, good, you're in the right place. Right? And some of the things you may hear today, they're going to make you feel a little bit uncomfortable. Because you're going to hear from some of the best chairmen in the entire company. Not just inside of the team here, but literally in the entire company, right? And if it stings, you know what that means? It's just like a cup. When you pour alcohol on it, it's disinfecting that wound, right? So we got some fire for you guys today. I promise y'all that breakthroughs are gonna happen. You guys earn being in this building right now. You guys earn being around the leaders like this. You guys earn the conversations. You guys earn the information. You guys earn the education. You guys are supposed to be in this room right now. And here's the thing, guys. A lot of us, I was talking to Romeo. Romeo, where you at? He's around here somewhere. But I was talking to Romeo, and I said, bro, this is going to be the and that's when it all started moment for your story. You know that moment in the movies and that's where it all started? This is going to be that moment for you guys, right? For the ones that stay, of course. For the ones that rock and roll. For the ones that wait their turn, just like Khalil talked about yesterday. But this is going to be that moment for a lot of you guys. And we're going to look back at this moment specifically, this living room specifically, and pay homage to it. Because we know exactly the fact that this is about to be a massive turning point in everybody's business inside of this. I want to start this off really quick with some statistics that I just got. You see, this blew me away. I've been on some pretty cool calls hitting Chairman 750. And one of the calls I was on was with our Vice President, Mr. Alex Morton. And Alex told me, he said, Matt, what's been done has literally never been done in the industry. I've been in the industry now since 2013, right? I've never seen something like this before. But when people say they've never seen something like this before, they're usually capping because they have seen something like this before. They're biased, right? But when I tell you I have numbers to back up that I've never seen, you be the judge of this. You be the judge of this. From March 1st, these are the numbers of rank advancements. These are the number of rank advancements. I don't judge a company based off of how much money they bring in. Revenue does not impress me. Net does not impress me. Gross does not impress me. Show me how many people are winning. Like actually winning. This is just on the building side. Remember, 90% of the organization are customers. How many people have a customer here that's making some money inside of the company? Right? Check this out, guys. From March 1st to June 1st. You guys want to write this down because you guys want to be saying this on your calls. Who here? Guys, I promise you, if you don't have notes, you're in the wrong room. Yeah. If you're not taking notes, before we get into this, I always say this. It's not about what you can do, it's about what? What you can teach, because what you can teach is what? Duplication leads to what? Momentum. So with that said, guys, right now, if you're in this room, from now until we leave, you cannot afford not to be taking notes. You cannot afford not to be writing every single thing that these chairmen say. Because this is the information that's going to put food on your plate. This is the information that's going to help your family out. This is the information that's going to change your situation. So everybody on the same boat?
Yeah.
Yes, second thing is we got to teach our teams what we learned. After this training, after today, you guys will have at least 10 different to 12 different trainings to be able to teach your organization. You ever think about, what am I going to teach? What am I going to train? Like, where do I get this information? How do they train like that? Yeah. Well, guys, I didn't create any of the information that I give you guys. I learned it from somebody. I innovated it. I maximized it. And then I repeat it. Right? So you guys are going to have a lot of information to bring back to your organization. It's your responsibility to make sure that they receive that information. So look, guys, you want to write this down because this is credibility. This is something that you can mention on your calls. Now, obviously, we don't do income claims. We do not. We got to protect this baby. We need to protect this home. Right? So we don't do income claims, right? So when we're talking about these success stories, we don't talk about a dollar amount. We talk about impact. Impact over income. Sound good? Yes, yes.
Yes.
Cool, check this. March 1st to June 1st, 3 months, 90 days. In 90 days, we had one brand new Chairman 750. We had one brand new Chairman 500. We had one brand new Chairman 250. We had 6 brand new Chairman 100s. We had 20 brand new Chairman 50s. We had 30 brand new Chairman 25s, some in the building right now.
Yes, sir.
We had 92 Chairman 10s and above. 90 days. That means that there was more than a Chairman 10 popped every single day of the 90 days. Imagine that. Every day, new Chairman 10. 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 Hold up. Yo, guys, say what's up to Chris Terry. Woo! My brother, we working. I'll hit you back. I love you, man. What happened?
Oh, Christopher Terry!
What?
Oh, Christopher Terry!
What?
Oh, Christopher Terry!
What?
Oh, Christopher Terry!
Love you, bro. Woo!
That was lit. Check with the name. Oh.
So, that means that a Chairman 10 was popped every single day. Can you imagine? Inside of your organization, if you had a new Chairman 10 inside of your team every single day, what would that do for your family? What would that do for your life? What would that do for your mindset? But we're going to keep on because, truth be told, the Chairman ranks, they're impressive. But wait until you find out the rest of these. You see, in a 90-day span, 222 brand new Platinum 5000s. Raise your hand if you're one of those individuals. Let's give it up to these boys real quick. Hold up. That sounded like you were jealous. If your family hit that, if somebody you love hit a significant rank, a milestone inside of their life, you're going to go, hey. No, I said we just had brand new P5000s in the building right now. In a 90-day span from June 1st to March 1st, we had 908 brand new Platinum 2000s. Raise your hand if you were one of those brand new Platinum 2000s. Yo, check this. In a 90-day span, we had 2,319 Platinum 1000s. Where were you at, P1Ks? Raise your hand. Yo, P600s, where you at? P600 is my favorite rank in the company. I'm not even playing with you guys. Why? I've been to places like the Democratic Republic of Congo. If you don't know where that is, that's the second poorest country in the world. People don't have sneakers there. And we built this. $600 a month is a necessity over there. It's not a luxury. But I've been to places like Norway and Australia where the minimum wage income is $22 an hour to flip burgers.
What?
But their taxes are crazy. But no matter where you're at, $600 a month is a blessing. $600 a month isn't something. Yo, for my people in here working a job right now, there's no shame in that. Imagine going to your boss and asking them for a $600 a month raise. You see, $600 a month is where the belief check comes in. This is where you really understand. In a 90-day span, we had 6,588 brand new Platinum 600s. In a 90-day span, we had 6,588 Platinum 600s. Raise your hand if you were one of those. My Platinum 150s. You know you need platinum 150s in order to hit platinum 600, right?
Right. Sure.
So it's safe to say that the platinum 150s are the foundation of this organization.
Yeah.
And if they're not winning, we're not winning, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not about the biggest guy at the top. I don't care about 750. It's about the P150s. It's about the P600s, right? Well, how about this? In a 90-day span, we have 14,949 platinum 150s pop. 90-day span. A platinum 150 a day will keep the poverty away, ladies and gentlemen. We have 14,000 of them. I think we know a thing or two about keeping the poverty away, right?
Yeah.
The reason I share this information with you guys is to allow you guys to know that this is not normal. So we really need to step up and grow up to this. This is not normal. We really need to step up and grow up for this opportunity. I'm not playing with you. A lot of people are curious about this. They're not serious about this. But this weekend is going to change that. This weekend's going to change that. You know, I want to really quick before I get into the training recognize the chairmen that are going to be training you as well. Who here's never been to a convention before? All right, there's a few of you that have never been to a convention before. I want to talk about the importance of what things like that do for my business. Every single convention we've ever been to, we've rank advanced.
Facts.
Yep.
Every single convention, with the exception like maybe one in like 4 years, 5 years, right? So these things right here, you're going to have people talking to you that educate 7,000 people plus. I want to talk about each of these chairmen really quick. You guys met them briefly, but you know, it was meetings like this inside of living rooms when Cash Cartier was making $600 to $1,000 a month. When Drake, Trizzy, where you at? When Drizzy was making $150 a month. Alysha, when I came out here, she was $1,000 a month. Emery, when I first started working with him, he actually out-earned me, left the company, came back when we were Chairman 50, and I seen the whole come up happen from the beginning to where he is right now at Chairman 100. Same with Darwin. Ricky, yo, I remember when Jay was talking to me about you, you weren't even a rank yet. Gustavo, me and Gustavo used to beef online, guys. He used to call me out for not being able to trade. I told him he couldn't build. Right? So these individuals, I've seen them come up. When I tell you it's authentic information, it's authentic information. I mean that, guys. I vouch for this. I promise you I wouldn't put anybody to train you guys that I didn't believe really had what it took in order to take you guys to the next level. I really, really, genuinely believe that this week is going to be huge for you guys. This is the biggest the room will be this week, though. Remember, this is P600s, the only day that P600s have. So soak this thing up. My P2000s, my P1000s, my P5000s, you have some more time with us. But this is the only day that you guys got this as P600s. So make sure you're locked in. Make sure Instagram is not even a thought in your mind. Make sure whatever it is, unless you need to go close a deal, because then I'm cool with that. Right? We're here to produce chairman. But unless you're here to close a deal, make sure you're locked in 150%. All right? So do I have y'all's commitment?
Yes.
What happened?
Let's get this trash right. Crazy.
Yo, the trash is really bothering Emery, so let's get the trash.
Let's do it.
Yo, real quick, there's just gonna be bags. As bags pass around, just throw shit in there. We'll clean this up really quick.
Yo, get the bags to the P6s, get the bags.
Chairman, get the bags. Chairman, get the bags.
Y'all look at me like.
I don't know. Who's this?
Trash anyone?
He's stuck.
shit about this.
Where are the markers? Yo, E, where are the markers?
Yo, keep this door closed, no cap. Like, I gotta stay out. It's, you know me, it's hot, bro.
All right, bet.
No more leaving. Dry time. Yeah, don't nobody come through these doors. Trash out here.
All right. So the other day I was driving, and an audio came up on my Spotify, and it was GoPro. Who here has not heard of the book GoPro yet? Okay, cool. It's by a gentleman by the name of Derrick, and it's literally about the 7 steps to becoming a network marketing professional. And at this point, we were about maybe 2,000 away from Chairman 750. And I started just thinking, you know, what are the things that really got us here? And there's so many things. We'd be here for years if I sat down and talked to you about all of them, right? Over the week, we're going to cover a lot of it, but we'd be here for years. But specifically, I realized something. My skill sets, when it came to the business, they got better, but I didn't have to pick up a lot of fundamental skill sets along the way. They got better, but it was this many skill sets that I had to learn. I look at my boy Alex, who's I believe on the grill right now, or Alysha somewhere around there. But he's an engineer by trade. And I look at the things that he has to know and the skill sets and the traits that he has, and I'm like, yo, that looks exhausting. So I realized something. There were specific skill sets that got me to $600 a month that also got me to $800,000 a month. Today we're going to talk about going back to the basics. First of all, on 2 sides of the spectrum. The first reason we're going back to the basics, for my people that have been in the business for a little bit now. For my people that have experienced the business for a few years now. We get so caught up on trying to become a chairman, acting like a chairman, walking like a chairman, talking like a chairman, doing chairman things that we forget what really saw us to success in the beginning. Right? And for the individuals that just got started here, we welcome you to the family. Congratulations for seeing rapid success. But a lot of the times, when we first get started inside of this industry, it's extremely overwhelming. You know, you're thinking about, what do I need to do in order to take this thing to the next level? What skill sets? There's so many things. How do I talk like Mr. Banks? How do I trade like Matt Rosa? How do I trade like, you know, Ricky or Gus? You know, how do I have a culture like the walking ATMs? You get me? And you're overanalyzing and overanalyzing and overanalyzing. What ends up happening is that you hit paralysis of analysis. You overanalyze so much that you don't do a damn thing. Because now it's lowered your self-esteem. It's lowered your urge. And at this point, you're like, man, I feel so overwhelmed that the best option I have is to take a step back. When that happens, I want you to remember this training, back to basics. Could we say back to basics?
Back to basics.
You see, the back to basics, there's a few skill sets. Here's the thing. When I first got started inside of this industry, I was not by any means qualified to be doing what it is that I'm doing right now. Some of you guys will be able to relate with this. I was wasting 8 days a week. There's 7 in a week. I was stoned out my mind 24/7. I was fired from every job that I ever had. No college education for more than 2 weeks. They still hit me with a full semester. So when I found out about this, I was not qualified to be doing this, but there were certain skill sets that didn't matter my qualifications. There were certain skill sets that didn't matter how long I was in the business. Now remember, it's not about what you can do, it's about what you can what?
Teach.
So these are the skill sets, these are the tangibles that every single person in your organization should know. We're going back to basics, all right? The first thing that I want to talk about, guys, and in my opinion, it's arguably the most important, is your story. It's your story. People don't care what it is that you know until they know that you care. And the number one way that they can know if you care is by being able to relate to you. And the number one way that people could relate to you is with your story. How many people know that facts tell and stories sell? You see, a lot of us, we talk about the business to people that don't even know what the business means. We're sitting there talking about, yo, you know Forex is an abbreviation for the foreign exchange markets. It's the largest financial market in the world, roughly $5.3 trillion a day trading in the foreign exchange markets. Did you know you can be a millionaire off of trading swipe coins, so on? People are like, yo, that's going over their heads. People don't care about those stats. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. When I first decided to learn how to trade, you think it was because I wanted to catch pips, bro? No. I thought pips stood for people in profit. So there was nothing about trading that really caught my eye other than the lifestyle. There was nothing about trading that, guys, I dropped out of high school and college. I did not like numbers. I did not like math. I did not like books. There was nothing about trading other than the lifestyle and the people's stories that I was watching trade. That's what got me open-minded to the opportunity. Not somebody saying, 555 pips on one swing today, get with the team. There's a reason nobody's in the inboxes while you're posting that.
That's true.
Nah, you gotta get good at telling your story. Your story, that's your identity. Your story is literally your identity. Your story is what sets you apart from the rest of the world. Your story is unique. It's like your thumbprint. And you know, there's going to be stories that are similar, but nobody's story will ever be remotely close to your story. You see, people join people. They don't join a business. People join people. They don't join a business, guys. You could talk about all these amazing chairmen. You could talk about the success that they have. You could talk about the breakthroughs. You could talk about the money that they've made. But none of that matters. Because truth be told, I hate when people edify. We're going to go over edification in a little bit. But I despise when people edify based off of income. My money does not pay your bills. So why should that interest somebody? No. It's your story. It's your story. Some of you guys are single parents in this room. That's a niche market of other single parents that are struggling just like you. Some of you guys are musicians inside of this room. That's a niche market of other musicians. Some of you guys are athletes inside of this room. Some of you guys are in college. Some of you guys are running traditional businesses. Your story is what's going to really attract people. So how do you tell your story? Well, I'm going to teach you guys how to tell your story effectively. Right? Because the person who tells their story the most wins. Yeah, I guarantee that I've told my story over the past 7 years more than anybody combined in this room. I told my story to people who didn't care. I told my story to people who were deaf. It didn't matter to me. I was talking to as many people as I possibly could. I didn't even know much about trading. I didn't know much about my products, but my story was compelling enough for individuals to take a moment and listen. And the ones that were able to relate, those are the ones that I got into business with. Right? So this is how you tell your story. Step number 1. Where were you before you found out about the opportunity? Step number 1. Where were you before you found out about the opportunity? Step number 2. How did you find out about the opportunity? How did you find out about the opportunity? Step number 3. Step number 3 is, where are you currently with the opportunity? Everyone in here has a success story. There's not a soul in this building that is on my squad that does not have a success story. So where are you currently right now? It don't matter, guys. Everyone in here is a P600. Why do you think I called for P600s and above? It don't matter if you're making $600 a month or if you're making $10,000 a month. 9.9% of people in the world have no residual income coming in. No residual income coming in. So you already have that as leverage. A lot of people think that you need to make the big dollars for it. No, you already have residual income as leverage. Residual income can then compound as a side hustle. That's something they don't have, right? So where were you before you found the opportunity? How did you find out about the opportunity? Where are you currently inside of the opportunity? And last but not least, where do you see this going? When I talk about where do you see this going, fortunately for you guys can talk about what you see currently. You guys have an amazing amount of success stories and testimonials literally all around you. literally all around you. Raise your hand if you've made money trading. Raise your hand if you've made money off a building. Raise your hand if you're P2000 and above, P5000 and above, Chairman 10 and above. You see, guys, there's success stories all around you. So we get to talk about what it is that we see currently right now, but also you want to talk about not just sight, but rather vision during that story as well. People buy into where it is that you're going, not where it is that you've been. People do not pay attention to where it is that you've been because they've already missed a train. You know, we're currently launching a massive leader right now. He's going to go public pretty soon, but massive leader right now. Huge seven-figure earner inside of the industry. And the other day he got on the phone with Alex Morton and he says, dude, I'm 99.5% all in. We said, how are you 0.5? How does that work? And he said, there's something that's just, I feel like I missed the first wave, man. And I can't get that gut feeling out of my stomach. You see, people are afraid to miss the wave. Now, here's the crazy thing. We're going to debunk that myth like we talked about yesterday because we got people in the building right now that were not a part of the first wave that are making crazy buku money, right? So we debunked that. But I looked at that specific situation and we spoke with him and now he's 100.5 in, right? But we spoke to him and I realized that he's afraid to go where we've been because he didn't see where we're going. Right? People buy into the vision. Yo, I was talking my same shit when I was making $2,000 a month. We're bringing a company to $1 billion. What does a kid know that's making $2,000 a month about bringing a company to $1 billion? I don't know a damn thing, but we're going. It's just been, we talk about where it is that we're going, not where it is that we currently are, not only where it is that we've been, but where it is that we're going. Why is that? Because people want to be a part of something that hasn't happened yet. People literally want exclusivity. They want that first. Why do you think people stand in line for hours for a freaking iPhone? Why do you think people stand in line for hours for sneakers? They want the exclusivity. They want to be the first person that gets it. That is the most important part of your story. That's the most important part of your story. The where you're going. But you got to be confident when you talk about where it is that you're going. You got to be confident. We have a gentleman by the name of Curtis inside of our team, Jamaica. Right? He's a P2000, pushing P5000, him and his wife. He's also in the military. I approached him in 2000 and it was in the company that I was in before this, so it's like 2014, 2013, and I told him this is where we're going. Years later, he kept on following. He didn't join. He kept on following me, watching the journey, contacts me and says, bro, you ended up where you said you were going. You did it. I've been watching. I want to get started. Today, he's the reason that we're launching Jamaica. Right? People buy into the vision. So, real quick, we'll go over that one more time very, very briefly. You tell your story in 4 simple steps. Step number one is that where were you before the opportunity? Step number 2, how did you find out about the opportunity? Step number 3, where are you currently right now inside of the opportunity? And step number 4, where it is that you see this thing going, aka the vision and not just the sight, right? So that's the first thing that we want to master inside of this, going back to the basics, right? How to fully tell our story, right? The second thing is the invite. There's a reason as to why the invite is one of the most viral videos inside. The perfect invite that we filmed is one of the most viral videos inside of the entire company. Who here has watched the perfect invite? Who here has taught the perfect invite? A few hands went down. Guys, who here has done, this is their second run in network marketing? Like this isn't their first company. This is a second, third, some of us 9th, 10th run inside of network marketing, right? This is my third company, ain't no shame in the game, right? This is Caleb's like 4th. Yeah, right? So when I first got started in IM Academy back in November of 2015, You know, I was working with Austin, and he hit me up and he said, I'm coming out to Miami. We were probably a week into launching, so I don't remember exactly what rank I was, but I was like, bro, we're not ready for an event yet. We're not, I don't know if we're ready for an event. You ever have somebody hit you up, you're like, I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. Well, he was like, all right, perfect, well, I already booked my flight. So I said, okay. And Jason was in Costa Rica at the time. I was by myself, completely solo. I was by myself. And I had to go find a venue. I found a venue. Mind you, I'm balling on a budget. I have to go find a venue. I find a venue. And then I'm like, all right, now it's time to fill the venue. That gets overwhelming when you're trying to fill a venue with no team. Literally no team. We had nobody in Miami at this point. Like nobody in Miami at this point. And what was worse was that here I am, my third company, and I'm looking at my phone book and I'm like, I already called all these people. I go on my Facebook, I already hit up all these people from my previous businesses. And I start getting frustrated and I'm like, yo, what the? But I hit them all up again with the perfect invite. I went savage. I hit up about 300 people. How bad do you want chairman? I hit up about 300 people, dolo. And 300 definitely didn't show up. But out of those 300, about 100 showed up. We launched Miami. And currently in Miami, we have 11 chairmen. So, damn, that just gave me goosebumps. Currently in Miami, we have 11 chairmen. So, it all, that popped off. And now in Miami, well, obviously because of COVID, but in Miami, there was literally an event any given night. Literally, any given night, you could go to an event and rock and roll inside of an event, right? And it started from the Miami team really understanding how to invite. But that started with me really being able to teach people how to invite. And that started with me really knowing how to invite, right? The invitation, you can start making money on the invitation itself before you even know what the hell you're doing trading. You can start making money with the perfect invite effective immediately. So look, guys, the perfect invite, everybody knows the steps, right? Every time I do this training, everyone knows the steps. Be in a hurry. If you don't know it, write this down though. Step number 1, be in a hurry. Step number 2, clear the schedule. Step number 3, add value. Step number 4, take it away. Step number 1, be in a hurry. Step number 2, clear the schedule. Step number 3, add value. Step number 4, take it away. The perfect invite, it works really well when you have an organization doing it. When you have a full team doing the perfect invite, it works very, very well. Do we have Justin Saney in the building?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yo, Justin, how long have we been doing Blitz with the perfect invite now?
Since 2016.
Since 2016.
November 2016.
November 2016. A year after I got started, I started working with these guys out in Dallas. There was nobody in Dallas. Put it this way, this is more packed than our home events in Dallas when we first started. This is more packed. On average, what do we put inside of the building now?
400 or 500 easy.
400 or 500 easy. Easy. And we always have a blitz using the perfect invite. You see, the perfect invite is dope. It works. It works. But imagine if you had a bunch of Matt Rosas inviting 300 people each, going maniac, and you guys all did it in an hour time frame. You see, here's the thing. A lot of people work hard with the perfect invite, and they don't work smart for the perfect invite. You see, what I do in my organization, what we do, what our leaders do, our chairmen do, you see, here's what we do. We say we're going to have 80 people inviting at the same exact time, the same exact way, getting the same exact results for the same exact event. You see, it's not about working hard, it's about working smart. How can you compress your efforts in a short amount of time? Because how many people know success loves speed? I don't know about you guys, but I'm not trying to take my time getting rich. We got too much in life that is waiting for us to get rich. We got too many problems that need to be fixed by us getting rich. So if you're going to wait for success, no. I like success fast. So I compress my time. Here's what you guys need to do. I'm not going to teach you the invite today. That's not my goal. You have videos on YouTube, and we just refilmed one, right? But I am going to talk about what to do with the invite. I am going to talk about what to do with the invite. Who here's thrown an event before themselves? Dude. Oh yeah. Let's go. Events they're tough. They're tough. I remember when Cash couldn't pack an event to save his life. How many events a week you have now? Well, with COVID, but before COVID. 9 a week. 14 on a popping week. So check this. This is how you're going to be able to pack the room. Because a lot of people, they get scared. Well, if I do 1 event a week, then that's cool. But if I do 2, then they're going to pick and choose. And if I do 3, then that's too much opportunity. If I do 4, there's not an event that's not packed. They're all ignorantly slammed. Check this out. The perfect invite. Here's what you're going to do with it. Here's what you're going to do with it. You see, before any event, you need to have what's called the power hour. Before any event, right now we're in COVID-19 lockdown. Well, this don't look like social distancing, but we're in COVID-19 lockdown. We need to be doing power hours on the computer. Babe, she's in a different company from us. $7,000 last month. Car qualified her 3rd month into the business. Right? What do you guys do online when it comes to power hour?
We do a power hour 7 days a week where we all get together on Zoom and we meditate together, we read together, we reach out to people together, we invite together, it's 1 hour where it's uninterrupted grinding.
So that's one way. You're going to spend the whole hour just inviting them. Just inviting. Right now she's building that culture online. She hasn't met like 90% of her team. It's all been online. Here's what we got to do. This online grind, we have no choice. Right now events are not smart. People do not feel comfortable doing it. Right? So we need to respect what society is going through right now. But that shouldn't slow down the grind. Raise your hand if you have an opportunity to call at least once a week for your organization. Twice a week. 3 times a week. 4 times a week. 5 times a week. Well, we got some grinders in here. 6 times a week. Every freaking day. Multiple times a day. I'm going to check y'all schedule. I'm going to check y'all schedule. Alright. Before every single, I don't care if you have it 7 times a day. Before every single call, you need to have a power hour. Here's what you do. Everybody gets together. We do this I started doing this with the Dallas team originally. We've done this all over the world and it always works. What we do is we get everybody in a room like this. For now, it's going to be online, right? Everybody gets together and we go over the training for the perfect invite. We teach the perfect invite and then we role play a few times. All right, you and you, go ahead, live right now. You and you, go ahead, live right now. You and you, go ahead, live right now. You and you, go ahead, live. Y'all back there, go ahead. And then we ask them, does everyone feel comfortable right now with the invite? Does everybody feel like they can accomplish this? Everyone in the room is buzzing. Everyone's like, yo, let me out the cage. Let me go. Let me go. Meanwhile, we have music playing in the background. We have pizzas flowing. And the energy is crazy. People are vibing. And we have a whiteboard up front. And what we do is we split the room into teams. This half of the team versus this half of the team. This half of the team, if you get more invites, you're going to run every invite that you get. Team 1, you're going to write the name, the confirmation of the individual. Team 2, you're going to write your confirmations. The losing team buys the winning team lunch. Wow. For my chairman in here. Because you guys are doing that if you guys are not chairman, right? But if you are a chairman, put your money where your mouth is. Put some bread on the table. Bands will make them dance, bro. What are you trying to incentivize? I remember there's a video on YouTube. I can't lie about this. There's a video on YouTube. Dallas Squad. We got together. We did this. They said, Matt, I have 150 confirmations for the event. I said, we're going to need a lot more. What we did was we put 1 hour clock. 1 hour stopwatch. 1 hour. That's it. 60 minutes. Each invite runs you about 30 seconds. 1 hour, that's it. That's all you had. In that 1 hour, we invited 300 more people. Wow. The room wasn't big enough. Because we planned for 200. Before every call. These are going back to the basics, guys. These are things that brought me to 6 figures. Who here's trying to go 6? 7?
Yes, sir.
Y'all don't sound like you're excited to go 7. Hey, I'm with that. All right, the next skill set. Edification. Y'all don't get it. When I talk about me not being qualified to be in this business and teaching people, I mean I was not qualified to be teaching this business. I was literally, I remember my friends would sneak me into their crib so I could sleep there at night because their parents was like, oh, he's one of those kids now. Right? I remember my friends, when their parents weren't home, would bring me home to feed me. I remember having nights where I had my black trash bag full of clothes and I had a park bench as my companion. So when I went to talk to people about this business, they were really uneasy about talking to me about business. They were like, yo, I don't know if I can trust this kid. No way. And the first few people I went to were my best friends. That worked out okay. I would say about 50% of them signed up. The next people I went to, man, it was like no after 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 no. I was like, what is it that I'm doing? But for some reason, the guy that signed me up, his name was BP, Van Putten. He's a year younger than me, doesn't have much money in his bank account. But because we would edify him, they didn't know him from a hole in the wall, but for some reason, we were doing the same exact things, but they trusted him because of edification. So I said, okay, well, let's try it this way. He started edifying me. People didn't know me from a hole in a wall, and now they created this narrative in their head about me. I just had to play the role. So I said, what if my organization started edifying me the right way? What if my team started edifying? Now, I didn't have a lot of money. So I told them, don't even mention my rank. My rank was embarrassing. I didn't have a lot of money, but I taught them how to edify who it was that I was in here, who it was that I was in here, my character. And let me tell you, for some magical reason, people started listening. I didn't change my tune. I didn't change my march. I didn't change my message. I didn't change my tonality. I didn't change anything but proper edification. Proper edification. People started thinking that I was making big money before I was making big money. Proper edification. I thought Jay Brown was a 6-figure earner when he was almost 6 figures in debt. Proper edification. That's not the issue anymore, but proper edification, right? I want to show you guys how to edify. It's a pizza.
Pizza scheme.
It's a pizza scheme, not a pyramid scheme. Edification. The purpose of edification is to build trust. That is the purpose of edification, to build trust. You see, inside of this industry, we all have a common, or rather, people have a common misconception based off of what it is that we do. It's one of those things, right? It's one of those things that people at the top are the ones that make all the money. You know, all these cliches about the business. So naturally, because they have these narratives that they've been taught, right? They come into conversations with their guards up. When you are trying to have a conversation with the guard up, you are more focused on moving the guard than them being receptive towards the conversation. You're working twice as hard, and a lot of the times, you're exhausting yourself because you're talking upon deaf ears. You might as well be talking to this wall right here. But when you properly edify, the trust factor begins to go down because they're talking to a credible source. When they drop that guard, they're now more receptive to everything that we're teaching, everything that we're saying. So, this is the purpose. This is you. That's you. This is your upline. This is your friend. This is you. This is your upline. This is your friend. This is really good to draw this out so you can teach your organization this. Right. So, right here, there's an established barrier of trust. Right? There's trust between you and your upline. You joined their organization. You gave them permission to be in your team. You gave them permission to be in your life. You know each other. You see that they have the results. They're credible, right? So you have that trust with them. You believe that they're going to take you to the place that you desire to go. And you're not faking that. You genuinely believe that. If you do not believe that the leader that is above you is going to take you to where it is that you want to go find a new leader. I'm not saying switch teams. Cross recruiting is not allowed. But I'm saying go find someone else to look up to. 90% of my mentors, 99% of my mentors I've never met. Because most of them are dead. I'm learning off of YouTube videos. So if the trust is not there, do not edify. Don't fake the funk. Find people that you admire. Find people that you love. Find people that really have your back. Trust me, there's plenty of them inside of this room right now. Right? So then, over here, you and your friend, your acquaintance, whatever it is, you have trust. Obviously, they trust you to get on the phone with you. You don't just get on the phone with somebody you don't trust. They trust you to be on the phone with you, right? So sometimes they're your best friends. Sometimes they're just somebody that you met that they just like your vibe and your energy and they're cool with it. But right here, they don't know each other at all. They have no idea who one another are. You know, the other day I got on a call, and oddly enough, he was actually a 5K. But I still do three-way calls, just so you guys know. I still close three-way calls. I'm one of my personals just hit P600. What's up, right? Yeah. And I'm on a call with one of our P5000s, and I don't know if he was having a bad day or something, but I got on the call and he was like, yeah, you know, Matt, so-and-so, he's seen the products. And I was like, nah, bro, you did not just do that to me. Let me ask you a question. You ever got on a call for your organization and there's no edification and it is freaking awkward?
Yeah.
Seems like something that we've all had in common.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, okay, now I got to get to know this guy too. I got to work 3 times as hard. Don't do that. And if you don't want it done to you, you got to teach your organization. You see, your job is to bridge the gap between these two individuals and build that trust. That's your job. You need to build the gap. And this is, you know what's crazy about this? Edification takes about 30 to 60 seconds. And then you get to shut up. I still do it today. Hey, this is Christopher Terry, so-and-so. Go ahead, man. Make me some money, bro. You get to press mute and step out and let your upline work for you. Guys, I'm telling you, I find the easiest ways to do things. My wife hates it. I find the easiest ways. I'm always looking for shortcuts how to do things. And if I could get somebody to work for me, yo. Some of us are too afraid to ask our upline to get on 3-way calls. I don't want to bother him. He's busy. Yo, chairman, what are we busy doing? Building this business. We're busy doing calls, guys. So, with that said, schedule your chairman. Schedule your chairman for these things. Darwin's looking at me, he's like, no.
I do calls every day. They want earlier.
So your job is to build this. Your job is to build this trust, right? Here's how you build this trust. Look, guys, if I get on a call and I start edifying Darwin, and I say that he makes $100,000 a month, before I end, how many of you people met somebody that made $100,000 a month? A month. Maybe 1 or 2 of us. Most of us do not know millionaires. So if we do not know millionaires, we cannot relate to a millionaire. So you're talking to people about this guy being a millionaire, and this person is saying bullshit. I've never met a millionaire in my life. And he's not wearing a button-up shirt, a suit. He's in drip. No, that's not a millionaire. Immediately, guard goes back up. No. I never talk about somebody's rank. I never talk about somebody's income. You see, here's the thing. and I'm gonna be 100% honest. John C. Maxwell talks about the 5 levels of leadership. Level number 1 is the position level of leadership. People don't follow those individuals because they want to. They follow them because they have to. They follow them because they're afraid of the consequences in the event that they don't. So, with that said, those are usually the people that are your bosses at work. Those are your managers. Hence why we jump on the phone and we do these when they're around. Right? We don't follow them because we want to. So, when you talk to people about a rank, people are not going to follow them because they want to. No. If I'm going to talk about and edify Darwin, I'm going to be, first of all, it starts off with tonality. It starts off with tonality. Don't over-exaggerate, guys. Don't over-exaggerate. Don't try to cap on what it is that you guys are doing. Be authentic. If I'm edifying Darwin, this is exactly how I'm edifying him. Say, hey, look, Roberto, I have my boy Darwin on the line, a really good friend of mine. I didn't say my upline. So upline, my leader, my mentor. No. Yeah, I got a really good friend of mine, and one of my associates, somebody that's done this on a bigger scale, somebody that's shown me the ropes, Darwin on the line. Him and I built a relationship over the course of the X amount of time, and truth be told, the only reason I got you on this call is because I know how real this dude is. I see where it is that he's going. I've seen him take other people there as well. And now that I'm launching this, you immediately came to mind. And when I thought about you, I was like, who better to introduce them? Because, bro, your network is your network. And if you know this dude, and you know what it is that he knows, essentially, we can do something special here. So look, man, I definitely want you to have an amazing conversation with him. You're not here to talk about me, right? But I also want to introduce you. You see, edification, that's where we mess up. We only edify the upline. So the other person on the other end of the line is not important. The other person on the end of the line doesn't have a story. They don't add value. No. Now I'm going to say, now Darwin, notice I didn't talk about Darwin's income once. You can mention he has an organization of X amount. That's cool. But I didn't talk about his income once. I didn't talk about his money once. I didn't talk about none of that. Right? Now I'm going to say, hey, look, Darwin, this is my boy Roberto. Roberto and I don't know each other too well. We met each other at a party, let's say. But immediately, his energy was just crazy. And he's polished, bro. He's really polished. And I know for a fact that he's going to play a massive role in what it is that we're doing. You're already planting those seeds in Roberto's head before the conversation even happened. You're going to be great at this. You're going to be good at this. This is going to be amazing for you. So on and so forth. Hey, look. Y'all two are some hitters. I'm going to step out of the way of greatness. Mute, Call of Duty. Joke on the Call of Duty. Only we have a rule. Only after 11, right?
After 11 p.m. is fine.
But on the real, guys, on the real, edification. When you do that, you've now bridged the gap. When you bridge that gap of trust, you guys are so good. You guys are good. Trust me. Step out the way and let Darwin do his thing. Let the upline do their thing. And what's dope is, guys, you can start edifying each other. Let's say Faz was a P1000, right? And he has somebody, and Faz is a P5. But let's say he was a P1000 and he has somebody in his team that's a P600 or also a P1000. You guys can easily edify one another. You see, I don't just edify leadership, but I also edify the organization. I edify systems. I edify so much more. So much more than just the leader himself. And the last thing I'll leave you guys with before I bring up our next trainer is relationships, man. This is going back to the basics, relationships. John C. Maxwell's second level of leadership is the permission level of leadership. Yo, guys, I don't take this for granted, and I always tell you guys because, yo, you gave me permission to be in your life. You gave me that permission, bro. You gave me permission to be in your life. Roberto, you gave me permission to be in your life. All of y'all gave me permission to be in your life. I didn't say, here I am, I'm your leader, and now I rule. No. You guys got to know me, and you gave me the opportunity to lead. Right? When you understand that, and you understand you're not the chosen one, yo, me and Jay hold the biggest check in the company. We ain't the chosen ones. We are not the chosen ones. It is not about us. It's about everybody that helps us make this happen. You see, for me, I understand John C. Maxwell's second level where he states it's the permission level, because, guys, at that level you may not be making a lot of money. At that level you may not be a massive individual inside of the organization, but at that level you're really good at building relationships. And that level alone can make you millions. That level alone can make you millions. If I didn't build a relationship with Chris Terry, I would not be where I'm at today. If I didn't build a relationship with Darwin or Emery, I would not be where I'm at today. If I didn't build a relationship with Cash, I would not be where I'm at today. If I didn't build a relationship with Alysha, I would not be where I'm at today. If I didn't build a relationship with Gus, I would not be where I'm at today. The twins, Staney, Mike Sotero, all these chairmen, over 300 on our team, I would not be where I'm at today. I want y'all to understand something, that it's not about the numbers, y'all. It's not about the numbers. We have 120,000 people in the organization. I didn't build an organization of 120,000. You see, I built leaders, and the leaders built the team. What type of relationships do you have? Yo, 9 times out of 10, me and Cash talk on the phone, we're not talking about business. And I'm glad those calls are not recorded, man. We be acting a fool. Acting a fool. 9 times out of 10 that I talk to Darwin, it is not about business. When I talk to Khalil and Nigel, 9 times out of 10, it is not about business. We really do have a family here. And because of that, who here's lost people to the organization? Or to another organization, to another company that just left your team? Who here's lost 3,000 people? When I learned to stop looking at the numbers and start looking at the people, in the past 3 years, I haven't had a chairman leave my organization. I haven't had a chairman look at another company. As a matter of fact, I've had people contact my chairman and them tell them to go fuck themselves. Why is that? Because of real relationships. I will never turn my back on my blood. This is my sister. I will never turn my back on my blood. Blood couldn't make us any closer. And it's not just the money, because we've been down with each other. And now we're up together. And there's no amount of money. Anytime that a leader has left the business, anytime that a leader has left I always look, who were they tight with? What was the relationship that they had? What was it that they were lacking? You see, at the end of the day, not everybody's going to stay that says they will stay. But you built the right relationships, the right ones will stay. And that's all you need. You need a couple of pals. You need a couple pals that are going to run Chairman 100 with you. So look, this is my time with you guys. You know, my P1000s, my P2000s, my P5000s, and my chairmans. We have some time together over the next few days until Sunday. But P600s, you guys are about to learn. Like I'm good, but I'm only good because I've taught these guys. The best way to learn is to teach. And these dudes literally know, dudes and dudette literally know absolutely everything that I know. They can throw down. Oh my God, can they throw down? They can train. They can personally enroll like there's nobody's business.
No matter. Sorry to interrupt you right now, but yo, I want to show some gratitude to Matt. Everybody make some noise real quick.
Edified. Yeah. I'm like, what? That made me hype. I was like, dang, I got a lot to live up to right now. Let's go. So, you guys, I have a few things I want to talk about today. But first of all, give yourselves a round of applause right now for being here. And then, also, high five the person next to you, both sides. Oh, yeah. Energy in the room. There we go. Okay. So, since we got 15 minutes, can I just be real straight to the point with you guys?
Be real.
Okay, straight to the point. I got a good training. So, first and foremost, I want to debunk something. All right? Number one, this is something you're going to run into with like every new person that joins your team. Have you ever heard, I want to be a master trader before I start building? Yeah. Yeah, everyone, oh my gosh. That's going to be a problem with every single person that joins your team. And you probably felt the same way when you guys joined, right? Yeah. Like, I want to have massive results before I start sharing. Now, It's all about setting the expectation and debunking that right when that person joins if you want to build this business. Like if you want to have a team full of traders who just want to trade and never want to build, then that's on you. But if you want to debunk it right away so that they can see the value in residual income and actually feel comfortable building right away and have an explosion in your team, then do this, okay? So when the person joins your team, I like to say this. I say, hey, let me just tell you, I'm going to expose you to a massive community of people who are winning, right? Everyone has results. They're winning. There's over 120 countries. This company is going to $1 billion, right? I'm going to introduce you to these people. And you're brand new. You're brand new. So you're not going to have the results right away. But we don't want to hold out on residual income. Because how many of you guys know someone in the company who has regretted waiting out on residual income?
Yeah.
Right? Who said yeah back there with some conviction back there, right? So you want to tell them, hey, people have held out before and they regret it. Okay, because people need this right now. Number one, here's one reason, okay? Someone that you introduce to this business can come in and learn way faster than you. Right? I have an educator on my team right now, too. So they came in and learned way faster than me, right? They took hold of it, and if I didn't tell them about it, they wouldn't have the opportunity to grow, right? Number two, here's an analogy. Imagine that Fads went to a gym, okay? He was trying to get fit. He went to a gym, and he saw everyone in there had results, right? Everyone was super, super fit. And then, what's your name? Robert was with Fads, right? And Robert's like, hey, Fads, I'm trying to get fit. Do you know of any gyms that I could go to? And Fads, are you going to hold out on telling him about the gym just because you don't have the body yet? Right, because you saw everyone in there had results, right? Wouldn't you want him to work out with you and make gains with you? Right. It's going to take you maybe like 6 months to a year to get those results. So it's just like that. Give them the analogy like a gym. Like, bro, you see the results, so like, why not have your friends learn with you? So guys, when I first started building in Arizona, I was scared of the comp plan. Like when we presented the opportunity, I was like, trading. But the business side, I was like, oh, business is optional. You know, it's optional, it's totally optional, but you can share the message and start building. Have you guys ever felt scared of the compensation plan? Yeah. Like you're super timid about it? You have to change your energy about it. Because you guys obviously want to build. Like this is not a trading meeting right now, to be honest. We want to build too. Okay? So if you guys want to get to chairman, you're gonna have to learn how to really take advantage of that residual side right away. So now the presentations, you gotta attack it. The trading side, and then you have to say, yo, we have 2 sources of income on the table. Okay? Cash always says, Cash the Great, he's like, if there's a Louis bag and a Gucci bag on the table for you, are you just going to take one? Nope. Right? Take both. So that's huge, guys. And when I was in Arizona, guys, I was so scared of it. I ended up with a team of like 400, and they all just wanted to trade. And I felt like I was manipulating them into building because when I presented the opportunity, I told them it was optional. I told them that, you know, they never really had to do that. Right? And so I built a whole team that was just traders. So you don't want to do that, right? You want to open their mind and set the expectation right away. Okay, we good? Everyone say good. Good. Cool. All right. Now, Matt talked about being productive versus being busy. So I read this book called The 4-Hour Work Week. Has anyone read that book? Yeah? Now let me ask you a question. If I had a bomb in this room, and we're all in here, right? I had a bomb here. And I said, hey, you can only work on this business for 4 hours. And if you work over that, we're all going to explode. What would you choose to do to build a business? What would you choose to do? Would you spend 2 hours on Instagram caption? Who said yeah? I was like, man, you're not going to get any kind of rank in this company. No, look, are you going to, what are you going to do? Are you going to be on phone calls? Are you going to be presenting the business, right? We have to think about what are the income producing activities that we need to focus on every day. Because in reality, their income producing activities are things that we need to be doing every single day above all the other stuff we do, like Instagram captions for 2 hours and all the extra stuff. Because here's the thing, guys, we come from a 9-to-5 kind of background. All of us have been to school, like public school, right? Middle school, elementary school, high school. We go there from like 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. And do you agree that we probably could have got that same amount of information in within like 4 hours?
Yes.
Right, all that extra stuff that we did, all that extra learning we did, it's like, it's so pointless. So, and then work too. We go to a 9-to-5 job and then we're kind of getting paid for our time. When in reality, in most of our jobs, we can go into our job and then work like 3 hours, right, instead of 8, get the same amount of work done and go home. But the reality is we were just conditioned to fill our time. But as entrepreneurs, you don't have to do that anymore. You can get everything done in 4 hours and be productive, right? Not just busy, but efficient. Make sense? Okay, so what I would do, here's some suggestions. Number 1, I would be enrolling people. Enrolling people every day. If you have 4 hours to work every day, it's enrolling people. New customers, new team members, new family members, right? Number 2, launching. Who knows how to launch? Hey, yes, launching, okay? So that means setting up a customer the right way, making sure they understand the products, making sure they're plugged into the team, and then duplicating them, right? Having them do a launch call where they're sharing this to their first 30 people that they know. Okay, that's launching. And if you don't know how to launch, immediately go to your team members and ask them how they launch, right? Figure out your launching system. And I would also be building relationships with the team. So like Matt Rosa talked about, building relationships will make sure that your team is loyal forever.
Right.
Loyalty is everything. Yo, I've been crossed so many times I can't even tell you guys. Like so many times I've been backstabbed. I had every rank that I hit was D ranked. And a lot of it was like some shady stuff. Like I got scammed out of $40,000. Trust this guy to trade my money. Don't want to talk about it. It's like, don't do that, okay? Second of all, lost my whole team to this guy that I trusted. He was, obviously, I plugged him into his trading signals instead of the products on the actual academy that we have. And my team is making money off of signals. He left to make his own company, my whole team, right? He recruited my whole team and stuff like that. So like you want to build loyalty within your team and build this relationship. So for example, like Matt Rosa, when I was P1K last time he came here, I remember hiking. And I remember like, I was just like going along, right, P1K, and he came up to me and he was like, hey, like tell me about yourself, right? Let's make this connection. And he started asking me about myself and we had like a real one-to-one relationship at that point. And that changed, he doesn't even know that, but that literally changed everything for me. That showed me the leadership that we have cares more than just about the profit. They really care about you. And you have to care about your team. Like, if you think you can get away with just being in a group chat with your team and never calling them and like really getting to know them on a personal level, then you're totally wrong. You've got to get to know your team. Okay, they're not going to respond to those group chats when you keep, you have that problem? Anyone? You have a group chat, you're like, why is no one answering my group chat? Yeah, everyone's so quiet. It's because you have to talk to them one-on-one. Okay, people can hide in a group chat. So really build those relationships. Yeah, and personal development. What I do, guys, my daily routine, I do personal development in the beginning of my day. So I'll wake up, I pray, I meditate, and I read. Okay, maybe like an hour and a half. And after that, what do? IPAs. Income producing activities. Rest of my day is applying what we learn. Right? Applying what we learn. I'll show you something actually. Okay. This is going into one more topic. I'm talking about results here. So who likes results over talk? Yeah. See, the reason why I am where I'm at is because I don't talk about it, I do it. Right? When people are talking about chairman, I'm on calls. Like that's how I got here, right? So this is why I saw a GoPro. It's super funny guy, and he did this little performance here. So some of us get really caught up in the personal development side of things, and we forget to apply. So you have to have a balance of taking action and developing yourself as a leader, developing yourself. So some of us like to do a lot of personal development. So for example, pretend like my right leg is personal development. Okay, reading books, audios, and my left leg is actually applying it. Okay, actually applying it. So right leg here, you're reading books, taking a step forward, right? Now you're watching Bob Proctor, taking a step forward. Okay, now what do you do for personal development? Audios? Books, more books. Boom. What's happening, you guys?
For 4 minutes.
Okay. What's happening?
Going in circles.
Going in circles, okay? What about someone whose ignorance on fire? Okay, calls. Presentations. Calls, but they're terrible at what they're presenting.
Wow.
Okay, they're gonna go in circles. But what happens when you have personal development and you apply it? Okay, personal development. Train your team on it. Personal development. Make those calls get better. You know, personal development. apply that on the next phone call. Like, that's how you actually go forward towards your goal. So don't get stuck in just talking and doing personal development. Apply it so you can go forward. Okay? And the last thing I want to talk about is a quote. Actually, I'm going to tell a story. Okay. I know the story. So there was once a classroom full of kids, okay? And the teacher said, okay, all you kids, you're going to get one balloon. So everyone got a balloon. Okay? Pretend like all of you got a balloon in this room. Now write your name on it. Okay, write the name on the balloon. So now, the teacher took these balloons with all the names and put them in another room. Now all these kids had to go find their name. So the professor said, or teacher said, hey, everyone go find your name in this room with the balloons in, right? So they all ran in there, and they tried to find their name. And they were pushing each other aside, and they had 2 minutes to do it. Pushing each other aside, and none of them could find their name. Okay, he comes back. They all come back. And the professor says, okay, now you have 2 minutes to go back into that room and get someone else's name. And then pass it to that person. Find that person, help that person find their balloon. So that's what they did. They went in, they grabbed a random name, and within 1 minute, almost every single person had their balloon. Right? And think about this. It's kind of like life. When we're searching only for our own happiness through ourselves, and we're not thinking of anyone else, we end up pushing everyone out of the way. Right? And then we're scrambling. We can never find ourselves. But if we take everyone else and try to help them, that's when we actually find ourselves. We're fulfilled. We have connection. And if you help enough people find their balloons, what's left? You. So get lost in helping everyone else. Okay? Not just finding yourself. Right?
Matthew.
The chairman just step up.
That was fuego.
Y'all got emotional. Jeez. Man, that's crazy. Who here's having a good time so far? Alright, I have some notes, so I want every single person to pay attention because, I think the one thing that we talk about all the time when it comes to this business and this platform is the skills, but how many of us have went through some troubles? Right? Who's experienced cross recruiting? Right? Who's also experienced just people leaving for no reason? Right? Who's also experienced, trying to give up multiple times? Right? So the topic is sustainment versus hitting a rank. Right? Has anybody experienced this before? Where you hit a rank, and you hit it, and then you derank, and then you derank, and then you get to a place that you're in this pit, and you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna trade. And then you find out you suck at trading, and you're like, you know what? I'm good. And then you suck at building, so it's this back and forth thing, and next thing you know, you just show up at like these big masterminds, right? Because there's a mansion involved, right? So what happened with me was everything that I say that is better than the other was what I was at first. Does that make sense? So if I say this is better than this, I was this. Okay, I was this, and it takes a lot of awareness and self-realization in order for this to take place. But I got to a place where I got super depressed because I felt like I wanted to quit this company probably about over 100 times. I remember I almost quit educating. I was teaching for 18 months. With no pay. And I was watching every single person have massive success. And I was sitting there like, yo, like, can I get some money? At least like $1 or something. So I was going through this time frame where I was like serving, and then nothing was coming back in return, right? Who's experienced this, right? And the reason why I wasn't receiving it was because I had expectation. See, if I'm giving with expectation, then that's a transaction, right? We're not focusing on really giving from our heart. So if you have this expectation, who here has had people do something for them and then they hold it over your head? Says, remember I did this, remember I did that, remember I did this. So, we all experience this as leaders. But here's the thing, you signed up for this, right? You have these people that you're responsible for. If you have one person that's in your business, you're a leader, right? So you have to be responsible for them. So everything that you do is going to be the dictation of their future as well. So when you find out about their whys, if they can't achieve their whys, it's also your fault. Because if you're over here going to take blame for their success, you also have to take blame for their failures. Does this make sense? Okay. So I got to a place where I was high on life. I was like, you know what? by the, if 3 people bring 3 people, then I'll be rich by 6 months, right? I think that's the first thing that we think about when it comes to network marketing. But that doesn't happen. You actually have to work, right? You have to work. You have to actually do there's people doing calls right now, right? If you go over here to take a piss, there's nuggets. There's nuggets over there. There's people talking and sharing this information, all right? But I got to a place where, I was doing this information. But the thing is, you have to take this information seriously, right? Don't be that person that's hyped up, just getting all the clout, and then you just show up and you're just like you're just a success hopper, right? You hang out with chairmen, and that's like the only thing that you do. Like, don't do that, right? You have to be the one that's actually working and actually helping people have massive success. So I got to this place to 50 people away from Chairman 50, and I was like, dude, I'm about to be like with Jason and with Matt, smashing Chairman 250, 500. They're probably gonna have to make another rank. I don't think that's even possible. And then what happened? What happened today? It happened, right? It happened. So I hid, right? Who has hid for more than 6 months? Be honest. That's a lie. You hid. Like, you have pain, you have trials, you have tribulations, you hide. So you hide from the business, right? You hide from the Go Live sessions. You hide from anybody that talks about success, right? And then you get to a place to where you don't even want to hear, people talk about, greatness and growth, because you feel that you can't achieve that too as well. Has anybody hid before? Everybody should raise their hand.
I think you said hit.
Oh, hit?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hi.
Everyone's like, man, Chris is crazy. No, hid, right? You hid and you hide from your mentors, and you hide from all this information. I got to a place over a year and a half ago to where I went all the way down in one leg, right? If I have 2 legs maxed out at that time for Chairman 100, I went all the way down to 46 people. So I was 1 person away, 2 people away from being a P2K. And guess what? I'm still an educator. And they still have me speaking on stages. How would you feel? Would you feel confident? Would you be able to go on stage and be like, go after your dreams, go after your goals when your whole world is falling apart? Be honest, who's experienced this? Right? I know, I can look at your back offices, all right? I see it. Everybody should be raising their hand. So I went through this place to where I really had to find myself, and I really had to figure things out. And this is the reason why all this stuff is very key, because this is really gonna like slap some people in the face, like straight up. Because I had to take responsibility for my behavior, right? Who here is ready to take responsibility for their behavior? Yeah. Right? And be honest with yourself, is the activities and the habits that you're doing now, is that C750? Is that C500? Or is it the same thing you've been doing in college and high school? Just hanging out with friends, right? And just talking about what we're all gonna do, right? Just smoking and said, one day I'm gonna be rich. And next thing you know, you're 35 years old, right? We have to take accountability for our mistakes. So retention is greater than attrition. Does anyone know what attrition is? Okay. I actually started going to corporate and asking some crazy questions, and like, why are you asking all these questions? I was like, I'm trying to find more information, right? Attrition is the amount of people that's leaving your business. It's the percentage. So what I've heard from people all the time was they said, if you keep bringing in more people than the people that's leaving, then you're good. And this is coming from people who've never been in a company for more than 15, 20 years. So I was watching these people who are high 7-figure earners, but yet they're always launching something new after 5 years, right? Well, this is called in network marketing a pump and dump, right? Who's experienced leaders that they're really good at, just pump and dump. They're really good at launching, but they're not good at sustaining, right? Who's experienced this, right? Or actually seeing people that was like that. So I was like, you know what? Retention is a lot better than attrition. So the main goal is to increase your retention percentage and to drop your attrition percentage. Okay? How do you do that? I hate hype. I'm sorry. I hate it. Right? Because I see the craziest people yelling and I see their back offices. And it really trips me out. Like, what are you yelling for? For what? That you're broke? Right? That people have left your business? Like, I'm really confused. And I'm not going to be that type of person. That's why I sit in the chair. I sit in the chair and I grind. In the meantime, while everybody was talking, I brought over 40 people onto a call that's happening in 24 minutes. Because production is greater than hype. Production is greater than hype. What is your production report? What is your daily routines? Right? Just because you hang out with chairman doesn't mean that you're grinding. Right? Just because you tour with a chairman, that doesn't mean that you're grinding. See, most chairmen have people around them that are actually yes men and yes women anyways. Right? They actually normalize their toxic behaviors. This is the reason why I removed myself from a lot of people. And honestly, I don't give a shit anymore. So I'm just gonna tell the truth, right? Because in order to attract the 7, 8, and 9 figure earners into your business, you have to act like one, right? For all these leaders that are launching now, I said, I'm attracting 7 and 8 and 9 figure earners into my business, and there's 7 figure earners in my business right now as we speak, and I'm speaking it in definite terms, right? I said Chairman 500 by September 7th, 2020. That's this year, okay? As of over a month and a half ago, 2/3 is done. 2/3 is done. And the reason why I'm stating that is because you have the ability to dictate your entire life by the words that you say, okay? Do we still talk like we're in high school, or do we actually talk like we're professionals? Now here's the thing, it's not sexy, it's not attractive, it's not aesthetic to be professional. I already know for a fact the reason why I lost all my friends is because I don't smoke anymore, because I don't drink, and I don't go out. I lost all my friends, right? Who's experienced this? But you still got your friends, so you're still in it. Does that make sense? So you're still doing the same things, right? I don't have time to kick it with people that's just doing these small little time, these small numbers, right? Who here wants big numbers? Do you understand how much a Chairman 750 makes? I don't even think it's on the compensation plan yet. But you can mess up on like 20, business investments, and be like, well, let's try again next month, right? You could be like, you know what? I'm gonna buy that building. Why? Is that because I can? Buy that building, buy that building, buy that building. Okay, that's cool. This is awesome, right? You could actually start to invest into certain things. Now, production is greater than hype, okay? Healing is greater than victimization. Ooh. Victims. How many victims in here? that was a trick question, right? But I was always playing victim, right? Because if you look at the way that my life was, it was actually very easy to play victim. I'm trying to do all this, I'm D-ranking, my daughter's always going in and out of the hospital, and I'm sitting here just like praying to God, like, bro, what are you doing, man? Like, this is really tripping me out, When I did it the ignorant way, it was very easy to make money. It was very easy to make money because all I had to do was step on everybody to get up there, right? And not bring anybody with me. See, it's not
4
lonely.
minutes.
4 minutes? Right? It's not lonely the topic for bringing everybody with you. Does this make sense? Yeah. So instead of playing victim, I said, you know what? I need to heal. Right? I need to fix these things first. There's people that's discussing things on their social media that you haven't healed from yet, but you're acting like you did. Hence the reason why it doesn't hit. Who here has heard, pastors before? It doesn't hit because they're not speaking from demonstration. They're speaking from things that they just regurgitated, right? So, love is better than hate, right? I'm gonna be that person because I'm declaring it now. That's gonna create a movement where people stop talking shit to their team members. Right. Because I used to be that guy. I was the worst at it. I used to do Instagram lives and expose people and like give little messages that it was them, right? I was like, nah, it's not, whatever. And then Christian Terry would have to call me and said, what are you doing? I was like, what happened? He's like, delete that. I was like, all right. And I would like wait for a little bit so people could see it, right? So love is better than hate, right? How many people are here because somebody believed in you? All right, there you go, right? Life is better than death. Speaking life is better than speaking death, right? You see somebody mess up, you bring them up, okay? Don't ever talk shit to the other leaders in front of the other teams. Don't ever do that. Pull them to the side. Don't bring it cross line, don't bring it down line, bring it up, right? Because to the people that can solve the problem. See, there's this thing called whining and complaining. What is that? Speaking about things you have no intention of fixing, right? Some people like drama. I don't have time for that, right? We don't have time for that. So, speak life. Humility is better than ego. There's some people that are leaders that are outside just kicking it for no reason. For no reason. Like we made it. We didn't make it. We didn't make it. Humility. What does that mean? Don't ask somebody to edify you and say that you're humble. That just disqualifies you. Okay? So have humility. Have humility to be able to take things to the next level. Customer service is better than self-service. Right? How many people here do events for your drip or for the customers? How many people? There's someone that's going to come to your event that's on the verge of suicide, that literally paid the last of her money to pay for. The reason I'm saying it is because this actually happened. They paid for the last of her money to get a babysitter to watch grown babies talk about 3 hours about everything they did. What do you think it did to that person? I watched her face just like be destroyed. Making fun of her for having a job, making fun of her for messing up. And that changed my entire paradigm because I used to do that. And I watched her face and I was like, yo, this is not cool. This is not cool, right? Who has done this before without even knowing? Be honest. Everybody. Everybody should raise their hand, okay? So customer service is better than self-service. Customer service. Your events should be customer-driven, right? If it's all about you, you're just exposing yourself that you have insecurity issues, right? When you have ego, you're fearful of everybody knowing who you are, right? So you're just exposing yourself. And if you're over the age of 18 years old and acting like a kid, don't expect to be at the same table as a Christian Terry, right? So leadership is greater than titles. Leadership is greater than titles. You should already know that. Student is greater than the teacher. Hence why I always write notes when Alysha's talking, when Matt's talking, because even if I heard it, if I hear it one more time, maybe it'll get programmed into my brain, right? Who here knew me in 2016? Oh yeah. You remember the rave, right? You remember the rave, right? I used to do some crazy stuff, right? Because I was lost, okay? So you stay as a student. Authenticity is better than a facade. What is this image that you've created of yourself? Isn't it exhausting to pretend to be something that you're not? Yes. It's weird. It's weird to me, right? What's the words that the Gen Z say now? Goofy? I've been practicing Gen Z words so I could be like, all right, I'm getting older. I'm about to be 30 next year, all right? But like, goofy. People be acting goofy these days. Anybody know any goofy people? Does anybody know any goofy people? Right? Opening up people to the... Done? Last piece? Last piece? This last piece? Okay. Opening up is better than closing. Time management is better than time wasting. Right? Drake said it. You either have time on your hands or time on your side. Okay? Skills is better than ignorance. See, the things that Matt Rosa said about the skills, and you've been in this for more than 6 months, is unacceptable. It makes no sense. That means you're just here to kick it. All right? Be true to what you say is better than being a hypocrite. It causes brain damage. I researched this. I do a lot of weird things at 3 o'clock in the morning. Right? If you saw me in Matt's conversation. Time management is greater than time wasting. Right? I did it on purpose. I sat in that chair, I watched everybody, and I invited over 40 people to the call I have in 16 minutes. All right? So be true to what you say. Be true to what you say. Right? People getting set up at events is greater than the look of having an event with no sign-ups. I know this. I watch everybody go on tour, and then there's only certain people that do it the right way, and I watch everybody. It's like, yo, what happened? What happened? And they're like, oh, you know. I was like, no. What happened was you did self-service, not customer service. You spent 4 hours wasting everybody's damn time. Like you sat there and you waited and waited and waited and waited, right? So what's this whole thing equal to? The law of the lid. All the things I said to you. Right, I had high attrition, I had high hype, I had high victimization, I had high hate. Right, you don't have hate? BS. You hear someone hit 750, you have this weird feeling deep down inside, right? So death, ego, self-service. I was more focusing on teacher titles, a facade, and closing people, time wasting, activity, and ignorance. And I was a hypocrite. And I liked big events because it looked cool. I was like, take a picture of me. No, do it again, right? Do it so where the seats aren't here. Just do it where there's people here, right? So I used to do all that. So what is the law of the lid? You break that lid by what? Skills, production, time management, opening up, authenticity, leadership, being a student, customer service, humility, speaking life into your business, right? Loving on people, healing, right? Rather than victimization, production, and retention within the business. Growth does not create instant, tangible results. Remember that. So, thank you.
Out of the frying pan into the fire. He's on his way to go do another event right now. Sheesh. The boy don't stop. Let's go, Jimmy! Let's go! Look, real quick. Can I keep it real? Yes or yes? Yes. We're one team, one what? Dream. One team. One dream. One team. One dream. One team. One dream. Yo, this is somebody that's the definition of one team, one dream. This man has served more people. This man has served more people without getting paid than almost anybody that I personally know. This man is going to tell you his story, right? But when I heard his story, I literally, and I didn't hold back my tears because I'm a punk. I didn't want to be a punk, but I held it back because I knew that he was so strong. How could I show any signs of weakness when I'm hearing about it? Yeah. This man is part of the original OGs inside of our first round. When we had nothing. When there wasn't a 750 talking to me. When there was no Chairman 100s in the building. When there was a Chairman 10. When there was a Chairman 25. Right? And we've been waiting. We've been waiting. We've been like, yo, Drizzy.
Shit, me too.
Once he said, shit, me too. We've been waiting. We're like, yo, Drizzy, once he hits it. We completed that first wave. Drizzy just smacked Chairman 10 in the mouth. But here's the thing. Chairman 10,
I found this on the web.
I watched Chairman 10 not do anything for this dude financially. Like, he did not care about any of the money that was coming into Chairman 10. He was still rocking t-shirts from Walmart and Chuck's. This man has been investing literally every penny that he has back into his people. They came to Arizona with one pair of jeans and 2 pairs of shirts. They're rich bums. I literally call them rich bums. But the reason that I share that with you guys is because he's in this for a different reason. Like, there's very few people that I know that are truly in this thing for a different reason. Drizzy really does lead from the heart. This dude's an animal. Now, disclaimer. He's a psychopath.
Facts.
He's absolutely batshit crazy. Drizzy has no off button. Drizzy, look at it. Drake has no off button. Drake literally only knows 150% of the time. You contact Drake at 4 a.m. Ah! You contact him at 8 at night. Ah! He has no. Drake was like this the entire time trying to get to Chairman, holding our pocket. What else, bro? What else? What else? You ever see the kids in the mall holding their kids' parents? That was Drake. Drake literally, at no point could you talk to Drake and Drake not be like this. What else? What else do I need to do? What else do I need? Ah! What else do I need to do? He's a psychopath. You guys are about to get a different energy right now. And you guys, I see everybody calming down. Get ready to get woken up. Drizzy's our newest Chairman 10, the baby brother, Mr. Drake Denison from Texas. Let's hear it.
Get Justin this time. Why he out there?
Justin? I got you. Justin? Saney?
Yeah, no, Vegas.
Vegas?
He's on our team. Oh, the fuck he outside.
Who's Justin Vegas? Justin!
He just walked away on the call. Fuck it.
Alright, cool.
He gonna miss it, fuck it. Yo, what's up, family? Up? So, you know, one of the biggest things, you know, in these trainings and stuff, y'all good?
Yeah.
You good? Okay, cool. Right? I'm gonna be raw and real tonight. Can we do that?
Be real!
Alright, cool. I'm gonna give y'all everything I got for like 10 minutes, literally. It'll be short and sweet. But, you know, we come to these trainings, and one of the biggest things is usually I'm in the front, you know, like Evan. I'm writing notes, right? I'm never too big for the small things. You know, I'm up front. But today I took a step back because none of these people are my team. You know what I mean? And I took a step back. I watched the body language. I watched the tonality. I watched, you know, people zoning in and out. I watched everything like that. You know, some of y'all heard of ATNs, right?
Yeah.
Right? We train these motherfuckers like they're a fucking army. Right? It's like, well, we've been doing this for 2 hours. Yo, we just get started. And these dudes are still fucking lit. Right? And I see 10 minutes in, people like zoning out. How the fuck are you going to hit Chairman if you zoning out? I'm going to be real. How? You should be like, we got space up here. This should be y'all spot. Ever since I came into this business, I was right here. I never moved. For 4 years. I never moved from right here. I don't care who it was. I just texted Cash Cartier. I was like, right before this, I was like, bro, thank you. You made me. I ain't left his hip since I came in. Fell in, bus boy. We were cleaning throw up out of fucking toilets. My mom was homeless. Everything. There's a difference. There's a difference. Some people, they got a plan B in here. But some people, you have to make this happen. And it hits different when this is all you got. This shit hits different, don't it? Yes or yes?
Yes.
Right? So when I see people up here and I'm like, I see people looking around, everything like that, outside on calls, I'm like, bro, that ain't gonna get you nowhere. You can go do that later tonight. We're the most important people in your fucking lives right now.
Facts.
We're your lifeline. And now I get to be up here. I just texted my whole team. I'm like, bro, thank y'all. Y'all made me. I stand on the shoulder of giants. I ain't shit. Literally. I'm right here with y'all. I'm a piece of shit. I'm a fucking idiot. Literally. I'm an idiot. Ask Cash. I'm stupid. Right? But at the same time, what makes me smart? Nothing. Nothing. Because hard work beats talent when talent don't fucking work. Because I promise you, you ain't gonna outwork me. Ever. I ain't taken a fucking minute off since I joined this company. 4 years ago. People taking fucking breaks in here and shit. People leaving. Are you serious? Emery been checking people lately. I had to turn it up a little bit tonight, bro. You've been on your shit, right? So I'm gonna give y'all some real ass advice on how to really build an insane fucking culture. Y'all with it?
Yeah.
But first we gotta get some different energy in here. Say chairman on 3. 1, 2, 3. Chairman! There we go, right? But I want a little bit different when you say that shit. Because I was in the bathroom just now. I came up here, I was like thinking about like all the fucked up shit we've been through in this journey, right? Like homeless, like fucking like seeing my mom almost kill herself, seeing my mom on the street. My mom in a homeless shelter right now. Y'all think y'all fucking like lit? My mom just called me 10 minutes ago. She was like, baby, how are you? I'm like, Mom, wait till I get to fucking Dallas. You fucking like retired. House, car, everything. House, car, everything. Fucking designer, everything. My mom, my whole life. But this business is my whole life. This is everything I got. Y'all are thinking about where you're going tonight. That's some bullshit. Your family depends on you right now. Fuck you mean you like zoning out in here? This is all we got. And it hits different when this is all you got. Now it's real, ain't it? This business is everything your people have. And you sitting up here, oh, I'm making $5,000 a month. I don't give a fuck about $10,000 a month. Because that just helps my people. That just frees lives. These people are in a dark world out here. And we're the light. I mean that legitly. So guys, when you go home, right, I'm going to teach y'all a little bit. I don't even know what the fuck I wrote down tonight, right? I'm going to be real, right? I was feeling a little bit nervous before this too. But then I remembered, I was like, Cash said this last week. He was like, the same feeling of being nervous is the same feeling of being excited. I was kind of excited actually to come up here, right? Because I saw the energy. And I think a lot of times if y'all can really learn what I'm about to learn, I'm not going to teach you like how to build, right? I'm going to teach you how to be a fucking soldier. Because in this business, you got to be a fucking soldier.
Talk that talk.
You do. Because that's it. I'm not special, nothing like that. I just took every punch to the face and I lasted people. Cash Cartier, I came in IML 1.0, a lot of y'all know. And he had like 10 leaders in the room. I walked in and I was like, oh, I'm about to outwork all y'all. No one knew me. No one knew me for really like 3 years until I hit P5, right? But I walked in with Cash's old crew and I was like, oh, I'm about to outlast all these dudes. Ain't no one here but me. Ain't no one here from the original crew but me. Because we outlast people in here. Half of y'all ain't even going to fucking be here. I'm going to be real. In a year from now, 2 years from now, you probably won't be here. But the people that are due are going to max out this fucking comp plan. Who wants to max out the comp plan? Right? So, fear. I never thought I'd get here, guys. I never thought I'd get here. But I had faith I would get here. My first week in the business, I saw two people, Cash Cartier and Austin Gassi. And I said, bro, if y'all can do it, I can do it. I remember that my rest of my career. My first week in the business, I let that motivate me the rest of my career. My first week. What first week are you creating for your people? Belief? Abundance? I don't know. Some of y'all, this is your first training. Y'all gonna remember this shit, right? Y'all gonna remember this shit, right? You know, I was an underdog for, I'm still an underdog, right? But we created a culture of underdogs. You look at ATMs, you're like, bro, he's a bum, he's a bum, he's a bum. But at the end of the day, just like Matt said, we rich bums now, right? Because we came up together. It's a different type of loyalty when you're fucking broke, hungry, paying for each other's rent. Like, it's a different type of grind. But some people want to sit over here, do a training behind the screen. I ain't never left the trenches at home. Cash had to pull me out of the trenches when I hit P5. I was like, you're not taking me out these trenches, Cash. I sat my ass 18 hours a day next to my team, grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding. Now I outlasted every single person in this industry. That's it. Say outlast. Outlast. That's it, right? You know, I'm not special, okay? And I'm be real. You know, I was listening to Gary Vee this morning. I heard Cash listen to Gary Vee, so I turned it on this morning. I stalked this fool, literally, right? I was like, oh, he listened to Gary Vee?
How did you know that?
I stalk you. I stalk you, bro. I listen through the vent, literally. He think I can't hear him in there. He think I can't hear him, right? And Gary Vee just put out a podcast and it says consistency wins every time. Consistency wins every single time, right? And that's just so true. That's just so true. You know, consistency does win every single time. Every single day. If you grind for 7 days, do you take a day off? If you grind for 7 hours, do you take the next hour off? No. Because you're a soldier. What, guys, what if we all went to battle? Anybody serving here? Shout out to y'all. Give it up for them. Right? I want y'all to take this as a real life battlefield. Because if you don't, you're going to get shot. If you're serving, you out in Iraq, wherever, if you take 1 second off, you're getting shot. Right? That's how this business is. Right? That's how this business, but getting shot in this business is the devil. The devil going to come at you every single way. Every single way. Every single way. Y'all don't even understand this man's story. Wait till he come up. He's still like the devil in his head right now. It's fucked up. But at the end of the day, what we did was we transferred, we transformed, we transmuted that pain, that struggle, that fucking devil. And we were like, yo, shut the fuck up, devil. Because we coming at you. You ain't going to have us quit. You're not going to take us out. We're going to fucking beat you today. Because we have the power of God inside of us. And we have the power of family inside of us. That's what ATMs are. That's what we are. We're powerful together, but we're lonely separated. So when we come in the room, that's why we offline grinders. I mean, I'm going to be real, this pandemic hit. We had like a call with our team and they were like, what's an op call? Like literally, I don't even know what the fucking op call is. And my mentors are like, Drake, y'all got to do op calls. I'm like, I act like I diss them. For real. Because we don't even know what fucking op calls are. We're so in the face. You can't get this type of energy anywhere else. You got to hear it. You're like, oh, Drake's capping. No, we ain't. No, we ain't. No, we ain't. So the biggest thing that you have to understand is you got to lead by example. You got to lead by example. Whatever you do, some people ain't even taking notes. That's crazy. Y'all should just leave. Literally. You should just leave. Because you ain't taking notes for you. You taking notes for your team back home. Crazy, right? But you think it's all about you. Fuck. That's crazy, huh? Right? So you have to understand you got to build leaders from the front. I listened to this podcast the other day, and he was saying, it was a general teaching his sergeant. He said, yo, the sergeant was like, yo, how do you lead so many people? Okay, and he said, leadership is like a string. Okay, what happens if I try to push this string from the back? It crumbles. But what happens when I pull this string from the front? It moves in one single line. Y'all heard me?
Yes.
It moves in one single line. So when you lead from the front, when you enroll people from the front, when you're at the event early from the front, when you're in the front taking notes at the front, when you're not zoning out from the front, you're going to have people follow you. It just took me a little bit longer for people to follow me because I was stupid. Literally. Right? They had to take some time to get warmed up to me. Especially Emory. Right? I forced myself around Emory. And that's the thing, guys. When my mentors were anywhere, I was like the person that invited themselves to the party. I would show up. They didn't even need to give me the address. I triangulated their fucking location. I was like, oh, Emory's here. I remember I was so out of there, guys. I was living with my granddad's. My mom was on the street, literally. I was working valet, and a couple months later, Cash got me a bar job because I couldn't even make rent, right? And I remember I went to the trade house in Keller, and I spent about 3 days in a row with Emory every single day. I'd go home and shower, spend another 3 days. And I was like, Emory, this is all I got. Everybody's smoking weed in there. Everybody's doing this shit, doing that shit. And I sat my ass right next to Emory, and I said, hello. I'm not leaving you till I'm fucking making 10K a month. Cash, I'm not leaving you till I'm making 10K a month. Some of y'all too fucking humble, or you're the opposite of humble, to say that your mentor created you. Your mentor created you. You know that, right? Your mentor created you, so why not be with them to the fucking very end? Why not? You got to build real leaders from the front in this business. You got to build real leaders from the front in this business. Say front.
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 Exactly. Okay? Front.
Front.
Right? Head nod. Right? So, in ATMs, guys, one of the biggest things too is, some of y'all are like, well, they just want to trade. Right? Who's a P600 in here? Okay, I'm going to tell y'all some real shit. Okay? Half of your team is probably like dissing calls, right? They're not getting on all the calls. They're not picking up. Some of them just want to trade. What you have to do right now is you have to create a culture of grinding. In this business, right, we're launching a UK influencer right now. And he said, in Scotland, like Forex is fucking weird. But he said, what we're going to do is we're going to get together as an influencer circle and make Forex cool. So inside of your own organization, you got to make showing up to the events cool. You got to make showing up to the op calls cool. In ATMs, you'll never catch someone with their camera off on a call. Facts. If you don't, or we kick you off the call. Because that's not the culture. The culture is what we say it is. So you as a leader have to determine what your culture is inside of your own organization. I can already tell what some of y'all's culture is in here. Sitting in the back, not writing notes, zoning out. That's your culture for everybody then. Because you as a leader have to determine the culture and set the expectation for everybody. Look at all these people in the front. I know what his culture is like in Puerto Rico. I see it. Literally. Prime Trades, what's up? He ain't got a choice. They came from Puerto Rico. You should have heard the stories he was telling us. He got to take notes. Some of us got an option. That shit crazy to me, right? So we don't judge a crew by what they do, right, in the good times. We judge a crew by what they do in the bad times. Okay? So in the bad times, are you showing up to the event? I watched this man Cash lose 3 family members in 1 month, and he was the one on the call. And the leaders are like giving excuses because they couldn't show up to the fucking call. He just lost 3 family members. I'll let him tell the story. And he was the one on the call at night. I watched Emery lose his brother, still grinding, still going to events, still going to calls. That's why they're making the money they're making. Some of y'all, you're like looking at Instagram and shit. It's not fucking important, guys. This right here is important. Then you go out and you duplicate the same energy. You're not going to remember what I say, you're going to remember my energy. So that's what you got to go home and reciprocate, is the fucking energy. Say energy. Energy. Energy is everything. Let me tell you what momentum is. Who wants a business of momentum? Now I'm tapped in. Give me 30. No, I'm just joking. Right? Who wants a business of momentum? Yeah. I guess it's some of y'all. Who wants a business of momentum? Yeah. Let me tell you what momentum is. Momentum is energy. Say energy. Energy. Energy is excitement. My organization popped a P2000 and a P1000 today. Okay? Guess what we did? We called them and we were the most fucking lit I've ever seen in life. You might pop a P1 like, oh, that's cool, bro. Hey, congrats, I'm sending you $100. That's chairman of them. That P1 rank is chairman of them. That P150 rank is chairman of them. I remember when Nigel used to call me when I hit like P600. Emery used to call me when I hit P600. Guys, that was the most special phone call in my life. You have to create a culture of excitement. You have to create a culture of excitement. When Emery went on stage in January, man, Mr. Banks, we had memes made of us. We had memes made of us. Some people make memes, some people make money. Exactly. Now we're getting asked, yo, how do you create that culture? Because you're the fucking stupid ones until they ask you what you do. Because you're the stupid ones until they ask you how you create a culture like that. That's it. That's it. That's it. Guys, you have to lead from the front. You have to lead from the front. Okay? Now, I'm going to end it on this, right? I'm going to end it on this. Momentum is created where? At the bottom. Momentum is created where? At the bottom. Some people, like 4 people come up to me, Drake, how you hit chairman? How you hit whatever? My leg balance in my third leg never went above 60 for like a year. Literally. Right? And it was 71 for like 2 months while we were here in Arizona. And what I said was, I was like, Cash looked at me and I showed him 71. I was like, bro, how the fuck do I get this above 71? Good God. And then I remembered, momentum is created where? At the bottom. I put everybody on a team call and I got to know everybody on the team call. 70 people on the team call. I started making 70 FaceTimes a day to my third leg. I started getting to know everybody at the bottom. I started to see what their problems were at the bottom. We're in the solution business. So to give someone a solution, you have to find out their what? Problems. I wouldn't find their problems, what makes them tick. I got to know them. And then guess what? I set the fucking pace. I said, yo, you're bringing someone in tomorrow. Oh, boom, another phone call. Yo, you're bringing someone in tomorrow. Boom, another phone call. They were like, Drake, I never thought I'd talk to you. Yeah, because guess what? I'm in the fucking trenches till you're a chairman. I'm not fucking leaving your side. I know every single person in my organization. Literally. And then guess what? After I got to know every single one of them personally, I put them all on a fucking webinar. I said, why don't y'all know each other? Then guess what? That's my strongest leg now. Oh. Point blank period. Yeah. Momentum is created at the bottom. Momentum is created at the bottom, guys. I love you guys so much. I hope that wasn't too raw, but right. And I want to give a couple special gratitudes. Give it up for Khalil, Nigel, Emery, Gustavo, and Cash Cartier.
Let's go!
Give it up for yourselves real quick too. Well, we're fucking up. That's it for me.
I'm gonna speak quick. I'm high energy. I swear a lot. If y'all haven't met me before, welcome. No, I'm for real. I'm real as hell. I hope I don't offend anybody. Let's get it though. You guys, my name is Cash Cartier. I'm about to be 29 years old. I grew up in California. Went to prison when I was 18. Got out when I was 21. Started busting tables at a restaurant when I got out of prison. Right. I was actually homeless before I went to prison. All the other stuff. In fact, I was on house arrest in my friend's backyard. My ankle monitor was hooked up to the shed. Right. And I was living in his backyard. My girlfriend at the time, she'd bring me food, leave it out there on this little rock over there. I couldn't go that far, I'd pick it up, right? It's crazy life. Ended up going to prison from there. Like I said, got out 3 years later. Level 4 yard in California. It was lit. And then, just being real, I moved to Dallas, Texas to change my life. Started busting tables, got introduced to this, thought it was a scam. And I signed up anyways, right? So I was like, yo, let's go, right? But no, in all seriousness though, you know what I mean? I did not have the sexiest story. It took me, 4 years, Matt? 4 years as chairman?
About 4 years.
About 4 years, 3.5, about 3.5 years to hit chairman. Everybody that like I was close with hit chairman years before me, not like a couple months, like years, all right? And I was busting tables, all this other stuff. You know, like I said, I mean, it was a terrible thing. I mean, and long story short, y'all, last year was the time where I was like, okay, you know, like I got to make a change. And so before last year, actually, and I'm gonna show y'all this too, it's just you never really know what someone's going through. Because right now, I'm facing life in prison right now. Okay, so nobody knows that. But if you know my posts that I make, okay, the posts that I make. I talk about my Achilles, you know what I mean? I say I'm going through stuff, I'm fighting for my life, right? If anyone watches my posts, I'm actually the realest person you'll ever meet. You know what I mean? I'm just being real. Like, ain't nobody gonna like post what I post about. Ain't nobody, I'm telling y'all right now, like I speak in subliminals and stuff. I've been dealing with this for 3 years, right? And it's for an assault. I don't even mind telling y'all, right? It's for an assault. You know, but I have prior, so, you know, 99 years is what they're trying to go after me for, right? And they want me to, they're like, you know, take 47, take this. I told Matt and Jason, I'm like, I'm not taking shit. You know what I mean? I'm not taking shit, so let's go to war.
Let's fucking go.
Let's go! I got money from IAM and fucking got myself an army of lawyers, you know what I mean? So I'm just being real. So blessed to have that. But, you know, point is, I got out, I was in debt still when I got out of jail the second time around. And I got my ass to work in this. They said I couldn't work in the bar. And so now I had nothing to come back from. I had no money, none of that stuff from busting tables, none of that stuff because they wouldn't let me be in the bar. So I was like, all right, I have to make this happen. I have to make this happen. We're getting a little, right? I have to make this happen. And so I go all in. I'm thinking this can't get any worse. It can't get any worse. My ex betrayed me. Not going to get into it. But then that went down, right? Cheated on me when I was in jail, all this other stuff. That goes down. Then I'm going through, you know, life or whatever. Let's get to the beginning of last year, January 6th, right? You know, normal day, starts off a normal day, Sunday. My little sister's going to church, my family's going to church or whatever. Here they get in a car accident. And, you know, long story short, I'm like, okay, cool, I don't think it's that bad. You know what I mean? I don't think it's that bad. And I tell everybody in the chat rooms and stuff, hey, my family got in a car accident, can someone pick up my calls? They're like, yeah, cool, just go, you know, go do what you got to do. I'm like, cool, bet. So drive all the way, drive there, and I sit down, and, you know, my family's crying and stuff, but I'm thinking, you know, I'm not a dramatic person. I'm like very composed person. And so, you know, I'm thinking it's like she had a broken wrist at tops. Like, I'm not even thinking that, honestly. And the doctor's like, oh, you know, we'll come talk to you in a minute. We'll let y'all see her in a minute. That's what they're saying. You know what I mean? Little did I know when I see the white jackets coming, right? The second I seen them, I knew, and they came over there, and it was just weird because they were making it seem like she was good. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, okay, cool, I'm see her in a minute. And they come in there and they said, you know, we're sorry we couldn't save her. And we're like, wait, what? You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean? Like, because that was never even it. There was no she's fighting for her life, none of that stuff, right? So they say my 12-year-old sister is dead, right? So then, there's more people involved in the car accident. So I go in there, I go kiss her, my sister. My family's screaming. In fact, I don't know why. I think I was in shock, but I texted Matt and Jason. Literally, when I found out, I texted them. It was the first thing I did. I swear to God, like literally the first thing I did, it was like, hey, I think I said like, I think my sister died. You know what I mean? I said I think. You know what I mean? But anyways, I go in there. My dad's screaming and stuff, and I'm not crying at this point. And I go and I go in there and I go kiss my sister goodbye. I remember the sulfur, all that on my mouth. And now I'm realizing how bad it is. I say sorry. Damn, sorry. I'm like, sorry, I wish it was me. I appreciate y'all. So now I got, keep in mind, I got this going on too. They're buzzing me while I'm kissing my sister. You guys get what I'm saying? Like, they're buzzing me. I'm like, listen, my sister's dead, right? So they're buzzing me, and then I walk up the double doors, and I see my neighbor, right? There's a little circle. I don't know if you've ever seen those, like, swinging doors, and there's a circle in them. And so I'm just in the back room. They're over there, and I'm about to walk into the lobby. And I was trying to, like, make sure I had myself together because I wasn't going to cry in front of my family because I had to be strong at the time. And so I see my neighbor, my neighbor's like this, and I see him go like this on the phone. And then I open up the door so I could hear, and damn, sorry, fuck. They were like, we lost a grandma too. So I lost my grandma and my little sister at the time, same time, right? Long story short, I go say bye to my grandma. The rest of the kids were good and stuff. One of my cousins broke their neck, but she was good. And, then I'm trying to speed all this up as much as possible. Not a long story, but then what happens is I drive home, right? And I remember Tim and Mike, right, and they'll vouch for this. Okay, there was a leadership meeting that night. And what was crazy to me is when I got home, I still got on that fucking call, though, right? I still got on that call. Tuesday, we had a home event. I still spoke at that home event. They died Sunday. I still spoke at that home event on Tuesday, all right? I never left the trenches. In fact, if you look at my PRSV, it was actually going up at the time, okay? The other thing is my volume. I was unranked from my volume being off. When I did get into PRSV, I think I went up to P1K or something in January, okay? Then what happens is we bury my sister, we bury my grandma. Then I get another call, right? My why, by the way, the only reason why I even did this business because I wanted to stop my grandma, who's really for me my mom, right? My grandma Cartier from going into a nursing home. That was my life, that was my world. I could not imagine her dying. Well, she went into a nursing home. Then it was to get her out of the nursing home, right? So that was my mom. And long story short, we buried my sister, we buried my grandma, and then the next day, I literally write in the chat box to the team, I said, hey, y'all, I'm back 100% ready to go. I never left, but I was like, I'm ready to go 100% now, let's rock it. I put that behind me, let's go, right? And then I bullshit, and I hit send, and I get a Facebook Messenger call, and it says, literally, it was like, hey, just so you know, your mom's gonna die. I'm like, what? They have nothing to even do with each other. This is a whole other side of the world. Okay, this is a whole other side of the world now. So then wrapping it up, she dies. Okay, so all three of them die at the same time, and there's that. Now, what I ended up thinking is I got to get through this not for myself right now, but someone in the future needs me to do this shit. So I'm gonna be the fucking one, was what I was thinking, right? I'm like, I'm gonna be the one, and I'm like, this is for my future team. I'm going all in, and so I went all in. I'm like, this is for me. And I remember I called Matt. And I was like, hey, he's like, I've never seen anyone go through this. Let me know if you need anything. I said, just give me the chairman. He's like, I got you, right? And so him and Jason were in communication with me at the time. Well, the one thing that messed me up the most, which I don't even like talking about it that much, is the fact that I missed, this is the worst one. I never cried the whole time until this shit, bro. But a blizzard happened in fucking Minnesota during the funeral, and they canceled all the flights. They had the funeral. My grandma was a millionaire. I didn't even know. She wanted me to have the money. I told her I don't want your money. And she said, well, can you at least carry me? So I said, yeah. But I missed a fucking funeral. That actually messed me up. And I remember I hit up Matt, and I was like, what the, I'm like, out of everything I've been through, I'm like, you can't just give me that? You know what I mean? And Matt was like, I forgot what he said. And I'm like, law of attraction. Am I not supposed to think about my family? That's what I said, right? I'm like, that's sad, right? I'm like, he was like, that's not what I'm telling you to do at all. He goes, I'm telling you to think about them all day. Think about them every day. And he's like, and just let that drive you. I'm like, bet. So he told me that shit, And boom, I'm telling you, we went P2K. We went from P1K to P2K in a month. We went from P2K to P5K in the next month. We went from P5K to Chairman 10, right? 5 months after they died. Then we went from Chairman 10 to Chairman 25, 2 months after Chairman 10. Then it hasn't even been a fucking year yet, right? Chairman 50 on him as well. Meanwhile, too, I got this shit going on. I'm going to court. They're offering me 47 years. I'm going to the court hearing. I'm getting 47 years, and I'm hopping on a fucking calls and shit. You guys get what I'm saying? Right? That's what I'm dealing with. Then, on that Chairman 50 run, my dog's my everything, okay? Because he's been there. You know, you ever have those nights when you really need someone? I mean, my family's dying. I'm holding on that dog like a stuffed animal, right? And so, this dog is everything. My dog dies? No, I'm not going to be cool with that. Then, when we were here, I mean, 5 days ago, he was about to die. But guess what, right? Chairman 25, I'm like, yo, here's my fucking card. Do what you gotta do. They're like, you're gonna have to put your dog down. I'm like, you don't understand. I'm a Chairman 25 right now, right? Right? I'm like, so let me speed this up, right? I'm done with my story now. I just want to get into this shit. Here's my problem with a lot of people. I'm gonna be real, right? I'm gonna be very real with everyone. I don't really fuck with a lot of chairmen. The reason why is because I don't like this shit. You should be in here with the squad, right? Grinding, taking notes. I'm up front, taking notes. Where's my shit at? Give me this. I want y'all to understand, how the fuck am I making 50 bands a month, right? Making 50 bands a month. Okay, some of y'all need to take notes. It's just fucking crazy to me. Y'all taking calls. Didn't y'all know what time this was at? Like, didn't y'all know what time this was at? That's called the schedule. When are you gonna be here with all these? I mean, outknow me. What's up? Yeah,
let's
okay.
go.
Okay, so let's go. It comes down to the humility, right? It comes down to the humility. Everybody got all these fucking chains on and shit. Yo, who's not rich than I am right now, to be real? Like, who's not rich than I am, to be real? So at the end of the day, who are you flexing on right now? Get your ass in here, take some notes, because that's the shit that no one's doing. I want to do what no one else is doing. Right? I'm going to do what no one else is doing. So when my family dies, I'm stepping the fuck up, right? When my dog's dying, I'm dropping racks on them too, right? When my team needs to see me taking notes, so because I need to take notes, not for me, I need my team to watch me take notes. So when they get to where I'm at, they take notes, so it duplicates at Chairman 50. It needs to duplicate at Chairman 50. Because how you do anything is how you do everything. What do I look like? I'm in here telling my team to take notes. I'm out there taking fucking pictures. Oh, right? What am I looking like? So what I'm wondering is when are you guys going to start actually walking it like you talk it? Yeah. Right? Are you going to start walking it like you talk it? I'm a busboy, bro. I know where I came from. Many of y'all are degenerates out there. Right? Many of y'all degenerates, but here's the thing. Y'all want to buy Gucci, Louis, how about this shit? Go make some fucking money for your why and get ready, because your why has a time limit. Your why has a time limit. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Your when you need the money, because money matters. And there's going to be a time where your mom, your dad, I'm just being honest, is going to be on their deathbed. Are you going to have your fucking money ready or not? Are you going to have the money ready or not? Because I said this exact thing. I said my biggest fear is something. I put it on my Instagram the other day. I said on the call, my biggest fear is something going down with my dog and me not having the money. And sure shit, right before Chairman 50, right, my fucking dog is going down. Huh?
How much it costs?
Oh my God, a car. Let's just say that.
Chairman
20 on him.
Right?
Chairman 20 on him. Dead ass, right? I called them. Ask anyone who's with me. I called them and I literally said to them, I said, don't even call me. I don't want to miss the call. I said, here's my digits. They had to send me a whole bunch of shit. I said, I'll sign whatever you want. Run my card. Do whatever you gotta do to save my dog. They're like, that's a lot of money. I don't give a fuck about the money. You're not understanding. That's my son. I don't care about the money. They're like, that's a waste of money. That's a waste of a life. Wow. That's a waste of a life. Some of y'all are thinking that oh my God, like, I'm gonna miss this time out here. You're gonna miss your fucking wise life, because you could have made it longer. You could have made it comfortable. You need to get the best care in the world. So what you better start doing right now is taking this shit serious, because I'm sick of everyone lying on their why. Y'all be lying on your whys. All of you. Talking about, I'm going to be here next week. I'm going to be here next year. Half of y'all won't even be here after the story. My thing is this. I'm going to be real, right? Here's my thing. don't feel bad for me. I'm good. I set my shit up. I feel bad for you. I feel bad for you. Why? Because you guys are gonna quit. How dare you quit on your why? Don't feel bad for me. I'm not quitting. I'm not quitting. Here I am. We went chairman. Huh? What's up? 1 minute, perfect. We went chairman 50 on them when the dog was dying. Chairman 50 on them. Still taking calls, still making videos, still dropping trainings, still going, still moving, right? Who the fuck's gonna outwork us now though, right? So here's the thing, when everyone else is acting dope, not taking notes, I'm gonna take my notes, I'm gonna do my shit. I'll be up there in the fucking front, chairman 50, right, writing notes, because the thing is then I started outranking people too, right? When everybody else was so cool and shit, I was a peasant in the front row taking notes. Taking notes. Right? And I'm going to take it all the way to Chairman 750. I'm done talking. I love y'all. See you other
Imagine you go through the same frustration. Cats don't go nowhere. This one's for you. Imagine you go through the same frustration. Imagine that you go through the same trials and tribulations. Imagine that you don't know what it is that you don't know. You can't control what it is that you can't control. What does that victory scream sound like when you accomplish what it is that you want? What does that victory scream sound like when you go ahead and you defy the odds? What does that victory scream sound like when you go ahead and you hit Chairman 50 despite what everyone else said? I want to hear it on 3, but I'm not talking about some weak shit. I want Scottsdale to kick us out. I want our neighbors to become shaken and think that there's a riot. I want our neighbors to think that there must be some looters around, but nah. We just looting our future, baby. Shit. What does that victory scream sound like